You will never see someone glorify homelessness quite the way this dude does.
We're gonna be homeless for the holiday season. We're gonna be poor for the holiday season. We're gonna be living outside in the cold, dead of winter, middle of the winter during holiday season. And we gonna be good too. I just turned 30 today. I'm so happy. I've never been so happy about being homeless. I'm so excited to be homeless in the winter. I'm ready to save this money. Being homeless in the winter is better than the summer too, because the shit keep your food cold. It's natural refrigeration. When you're homeless in the winter, that's natural refrigeration.
This TikTok couple right here went viral at the start of 2024 for literally crashing in a storage unit to save on rent.
I cannot believe this is all the stuff we had in storage.
This is a lot of space for us. When you coming from living in a tent and then teaching yourself minimalism, hey, this is a lot of space.
This is a lot of space.
We want to put other people onto this mindset, man, because yes, other people need space too. And also, you don't spend as much money when you don't have that much stuff and all this space to pay for. When you can be strategic about the space that you have, save money.
After getting evicted from their small, cozy home, they pitched a tent in the woods while proudly bragging online about how much money they were saving through their very economical lifestyle choices.
So me and my girl live in the woods. That's my baby over there. So many people keep saying, oh, get out the woods. My family keeps telling me you can't be out there. You need to find an apartment. The housing market right now, and then the inflation is crazy right now. To move out of a tent where I'm paying no rent into an apartment where I'm saving maybe $200 a month, it's not practical. It's not financially intelligent. We know how to move out here. We've been living out here.
But here's the thing. They're not homeless because they can't afford a place. They're homeless because they choose to be. This is just another episode of TikTokers who can't seem to keep jobs, then rebrand that failure as some bold, circumstantial life philosophy. So today we're diving headfirst into their story to figure out why the hell they love being homeless, even in minus 11-degree weather. Because at least to the rest of us, none of this makes any sense. If you guys don't know, Fullestness is a YouTube channel with over 297,000 followers. They also have more than 212,000 followers on TikTok, where they primarily document their homeless journey. At the start of 2024, these two intellectual individuals, Leland and Brianna, went viral after announcing on TikTok that they were living inside a rented storage unit.
Moving into our new space. You can pretty much live in here during the day, and then at nighttime you can't sleep in here, so we gotta go back to the tent. Storage is right next to our tent. It's amazing.
And it's climate controlled. Huge. It's absolutely huge. And we're finally gonna have a space to set up all our nice stuff.
I'm tired. You ready to get this left?
My tomato.
A little bit.
I haven't wanted ice water so bad in my life.
Taking all of this stuff out of our tent, put it into this new storage.
It's just gonna be a living space. There's not even gonna be storage. Barely. Tell me how we got this fucking weird wall. I'm gonna hang stuff on it. I'm gonna make it my little artwork.
We can have a camera in here set up.
Oh shit. And I like that this is open.
Yeah, I
You can
know,
hang stuff on
yeah.
it. Put up like Christmas lights.
What made this story even crazier was the fact that they were actively trying to be sneaky and hide from the storage unit company, while simultaneously broadcasting the entire experience online. The dude Leland, who clearly sees himself as the mastermind behind this genius plan, posted countless videos from inside the unit, and of course they went viral, because TikTok's algorithm loves nothing more than polarizing nonsense. From there, things only got stranger and stranger. He wasn't just living in a storage unit with his girlfriend, he was also listing out the many advantages of storage unit living to his followers, like he had just discovered some revolutionary high IQ hack to beat rent.
I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise. I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit. It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want, stay here as long as I need to. We can take naps if we need to and go to sleep. So this is our living space. Very, very grateful to have this space. And if we want to eat, I just cook right out front.
or we'll just prepare something cold inside of the unit. Sandwiches.
Well, here's why you should not be living in a storage unit. It's simply illegal. And sooner or later, if you're secretly living in a storage unit, the company will find out, which is exactly what happened. The company discovered that these two maniacs were using the unit as an actual living space and promptly kicked them out. An outcome that shocked absolutely no one.
We got kicked out. We just don't know what to do right now. We're trying to figure it out. It's a lot. It's a lot of uncertainty. We can't live here anymore. And we can't make videos in here anymore. Now all we have is a tent. And it's freezing cold outside. Just can't live in a storage unit anymore. Figured I was gonna get kicked out, but I'm willing to take risks. You know, have a crazy...
Like, we're not gonna go forward with renewing our lease with you guys because you broke like a couple rules in our rental agreement. So you have like 48 hours to remove all your stuff.
The units can't be utilized for housing purposes.
After being evicted from their illegal resting place, they went right back to being homeless and living in tents. At the same time, they started actively asking people to Cash App them money. They also set up a GoFundMe to collect donations. But all of that starts looking a lot like a scam when you realize this man is over 30 years old and openly refuses to get a job. And on the rare occasion that he does get a job, he somehow manages to incriminate himself by recording his own illegal behavior. For example, he worked at a hotel where he repeatedly made large quantities of food, dumped it into trash bags, and took it home. He did this several times and recorded and posted everything. Eventually, his employer caught on, issued a verbal warning, and then fired him for good.
I think you're doing your job adequately. There's room for improvement.
Not gonna improve it.
Exactly. As I said, you've been doing a pretty adequate job for what you've been doing, but there's room for improvement. There's also been
A lot of food waste.
yes, a lot. We've been going through things at a pace where we shouldn't be, considering the occupancy of the hotel. So,
Well, what does that have to do with me not eating?
because you're cooking too much food.
Well, that's why.
And that's if you're not paying attention to the flow of how everything's going, then what ends up happening is you miss when people come in, and then you put stuff out there, and then at the end of your service, you end up with all this stuff that you have to throw away. And between myself, I have noticed that you've been throwing away and have normally a large amount of food. Okay, so that means that you're not putting out things when it's supposed to be out there, and then you're putting out things when everyone's already gone, and then it's pretty much already a waste of that. You need to learn to put things out there before it runs out.
It didn't run out though.
It was out.
No, it wasn't.
If you have 4 pieces of, please don't argue that. If you want to talk about this a little bit later on in private, then yeah, we can go ahead and do that. But right now, this is not the time or the place, okay?
I don't want to lose my job, and I just want to do better. So if you can teach me to do better, I would appreciate that.
I don't want a situation where breakfast is empty or looks bare at any point during service.
Reddit claims that he initially posted this confrontation with his employer himself, but later deleted it when he didn't get the response he was hoping for. Apparently, he genuinely believes he's entitled to steal food from work simply because he's voluntarily homeless. And that logic makes absolutely no sense. If you're living in a tent to save money, you should at the very least have enough money to buy food, especially when you're allegedly saving so much on rent, right? What makes this even stranger is that he told his followers his employer was forcing him to throw perfectly good food into the trash. But that wasn't the case at all. As we heard in the audio, he was actually making extra food on purpose so he could bag it up and take it home. And all of this becomes even more painfully disgusting when you find out he has his 7-year-old son. Yet here he is, choosing homelessness, refusing to work, and branding it as a lifestyle. He's also very proud to announce that he'll never work a 9-to-5 because it's not his thing. Instead, he claims to be the CEO of his own life, which, judging by the results so far, is not exactly a glowing resume.
I'm never getting a 9-to-5, ever. This 9-to-5 would slow down my entire process. It would make it where it's like, I have to go to work while I'm homeless, living in a tent. I gotta go use my energy to get to work. I don't have a car, so I have to ride my bike there or get an Uber, spend money, okay? And that's time, 8 hours a day. Time, that's 8 hours of your day gone. And you come back, you're tired, and you're homeless in a tent. That's a lot. You know how much money I'm making working at a job? Like, compared to content creation, TikTok and YouTube? Not me. I'm not doing that. I'm a CEO type of person. I'm a businessman. I want to run my own world, run my own business, do my own thing.
Okay.
I call the shots, not someone else.
Amid all of this chaos, it seems like people are actually more concerned about Brianna, who's only 21 years old. From what's been shared, her parents appear to be financially stable, and even offered to let her move back in after they got kicked out of the storage unit. The only catch, they understandably did not want Leland anywhere near their home, but Brianna appears to have left all common sense behind. Giving up a college education and a stable place to live with this guy is just insane.
Bring a man up to your level, but he'll always drag you down to his level. Guaranteed 100% of the time. You're not gonna fix him, you're not gonna help him, you're not gonna save him. He's gonna drag you down. Girl, what are you doing? What do you mean you're gonna be living in a tent with a man? You could live in a tent by yourself. A provider? A protector? A bum? Not a bum. Come on, girl. This is the same thing with Pookie. You got a man, why are you in a motel? You've got a man, why are you in a tent? Tell them to go be men. What is the point of a man if he's not going to do anything? Literally. What is the point of them? If they're not useful, move along.
It appears that before they were officially homeless, the couple had already been living with Leland's parents and then Brianna's parents. And surprise, Leland didn't get along with either set of parents. Apparently, following basic everyday rules is just not his thing.
Because I chose this. I fought for this. I fought against the rules that my dad gave me. I fought against the rules of my girlfriend's parents. That's why I'm the out here. Don't feel bad for me. Be inspired because I'm a fighter. I fight for the life that I want. I fight for the things that I want out of life. Okay? I don't let anybody get in my way and their perspective on me and how they feel about me. I don't let that sway nothing. You don't like how I move? Okay, I'll live outside in the tent, in the heat, in the cold, in the freezing cold, in the blazing heat. I'm a fighter. I will push through to get the life and get the things I want out of life because you only get one life. You only get one, and because I'm a
Photo. No.
Hi.
Okay.
This kind of behavior has led many people online to speculate that something is seriously off inside his brain, because there's simply no universe where a fully grown adult operates like this and thinks it's normal. At times, Leland also comes off as oddly controlling in ways that make absolutely no sense. Some people believe he may be manipulating Brianna into going along with these extreme decisions, especially since he has a habit of presenting his foolish ideas as if they're groundbreaking life philosophies. It's also worth mentioning that they're in an open relationship. Around the same time Brianna got involved with Leland, she also started doing OnlyFans. They likely do OF together, and Leland often brags about how Brianna goes off to meet other men and claims it doesn't bother him at all.
She's out with another guy right now. We're in an autonomous open relationship, and I've never been happier. I truly love her. I'm happy that she's learning herself and having her experiences at 23. That's my baby. She is so wise beyond her years. She is so beautiful. And she is so sweet and loving and caring, and like, she's so understanding and open-minded. This whole open relationship thing, autonomous relationship, has taught me how to love myself better. Like, you know, let go of attachment, fear of abandonment, exclusivity. All you got is yourself. That's all you need is yourself. If Brianna left me, I shouldn't feel empty.
When you factor in the age difference between them, this whole setup starts to feel a little suspicious. We don't know exactly what's going on between the two or what kind of dynamic they truly have, but from the outside looking in, the entire situation just feels deeply unsettling. Now, after they got evicted from their storage unit, a lot of things started happening very quickly. For starters, they went straight back to living in tents. This time, however, their videos had already gone viral, which meant an unusually large number of people were closely watching and monitoring their activities online. This sudden attention convinced Leland that he definitely had a bright future in content creation. As a result, he decided he no longer needed to look for a job and would instead remain homeless until he became a big enough creator to afford a place to stay.
I'm so tired. I don't want to work at a job. Jobs suck. Jobs are boring. Oh my God, I can't do it anymore. Keyword, anymore. Anymore. I did it before. I had a job before, but you guys don't know my story. Oh my gosh.
Initially, his plan was to stay homeless until he had saved enough money to buy an RV.
So me and my girl live in the woods. That's my baby over there. So many people keep saying, oh, get out the woods. My family keeps telling me you can't be out there. You need to find an apartment. The housing market right now, and then the inflation is crazy right now. To move out of a tent where I'm paying no rent into an apartment where I'm saving maybe $200 a month, it's not practical. It's not financially intelligent. We know how to move out here. We've been living out here for a year and a half now. Make money, stack up that money, live in a tent, pay no rent, stacking up cheddar to live better later. We want to get an RV too. We don't want to get an apartment because an apartment, you're giving your money away to the company. An RV, you're investing into an asset. People be assuming, oh, you're homeless, that's so sad, and you're living in the woods. The decisions that we are making are...
In this video, he claimed that he was saving around $200 a month for about a year and a half. So naturally, you would assume that by 2025 at the latest, he'd have enough money for an RV, right? Well, here we are. He still doesn't have an RV and he's still homeless. So it really doesn't seem like any of his so-called genius plans ever work out. He's almost certainly exaggerating or outright lying about how much money he's saving to make himself sound financially intelligent, which he very clearly is not. Instead, he appears to be intentionally avoiding getting an apartment or even a motel room, because staying homeless allows him to be lazy and continue racking up views online. Because if he were actually that intelligent, he wouldn't be living in the woods with his girlfriend in minus 11-degree weather. Come on!
Woo! All this snow. All this snow.
At this point in their timeline, they suddenly started acting a little more humble. They launched a GoFundMe and began asking people to donate money so they could get temporary housing, mainly because it was snowing outside. And here's the strangest part. People who hadn't fully caught on to their scamming behavior actually donated money to them. Not long after, a genuinely kind woman, who regularly helps arrange temporary housing for homeless people, reached out to these two grifters and offered to pay for their hotel stay until the cold weather settled down. Not only did they get to enjoy a free hotel stay without paying a single dime, but they were also given an extension on their stay after their tents were destroyed by the snow. The same woman even offered to replace their tents after they posted a video showing the damage.
Oh my gosh. Our tent is messed up. It is compromised right now. What?
It's broken, babe. I don't know if you know this.
This is broken. Oh my gosh. We should have came back here. We was at the hotel so long, man. It's been so cold. We didn't come back to our tent, and now our tent caved in with all the snow. Our stuff is literally trapped in our tent. This snow is so heavy right now.
Yes, try not to step on our stuff, babe. You're stepping on our stuff.
We're going to have to get another tent for sure. We've been at the hotel so long. I could be mad about the situation right now, but you know what, man? We gonna flip this stuff, man, because we on live right now. We on TikTok. We getting all this attention and stuff, so we gonna just make this shit happen where we don't gotta live here no more.
Many people believe that Leland intentionally left some of his belongings inside the tent before leaving for the hotel, specifically so he could later film the destruction and use it to gain sympathy and attention online. But soon after he posted this video and got an extension on his hotel stay, the woman paying for all of this discovered that they had already an active GoFundMe and were continuing to receive donations under the excuse of needing temporary housing. At that point, she understandably decided she no longer wanted to support them financially. What's truly wild is that instead of feeling even a little bit of shame for scamming someone who helped them during the dead of winter, their entitled selves actually turned against the very woman who had arranged housing for them in the first place.
Yo, she kicked us out of the hotel. She kicked us out of the hotel because we have too much money on GoFundMe. Too much money. Even though we didn't reach our goal, like, she's helping us, like, okay, it's so crazy, yo.
We wanna inspire y'all, man. Like, this stuff is not. Yes, I don't want to work. Someone said I don't want to work.
No, we do want to work. We want to work for ourselves.
I want to work. I don't want to work at a job, specifically a traditional job.
We are going to work for ourselves.
We want to work for ourselves. Yes, self-made. That's all. But you know what I mean? Like, this lady, man, yeah. That's really what I'm here to talk about, man, is how, like, she was here to help us and then switched on us, man. Like, she just switched on us, man. Like, and she think, like, yeah, like, she just wants us to go backwards. She wants to use that money. When that money is used specifically, it's earmarked for specifically.
And I just think it's wild that she is actually accusing us of trying to steal her GoFundMe money.
I mean, there was an older guy yelling at us at our tent, telling us to work, get a job, get a job. A lot of people in America think that you need to work hard to get ahead. Like, if you're not working hard, you're not doing it right. And if you're not working hard and busting your ass and sweating and all that, like, whatever, like, if you're not working, like, hard, it's not enough. Like, and that's just, like, backwards thinking. Like, we're all about efficiently, move smarter. So what's the term? Work smarter, not harder. Work smarter, not harder. You know, put in, like, the whole thing is, like, we trying to put in as little bit amount of work as possible to get a large return. That's smart. That's intelligent.
There is genuinely no way this man is sober while saying half of the nonsense that comes out of his mouth. If you were smarter, you wouldn't be homeless to begin with. So maybe stop preaching. And the way Brianna nods along to every unhinged thing he says just makes the entire situation even more ridiculous to watch. After the woman refused to continue paying for their hotel stay, they immediately took to the internet to cry and moan about how hard their lives were and how they were supposedly the real victims in all of this. But here's the thing. According to comments on Reddit, Leland himself had claimed during live streams that he had already had over $3,000 from GoFundMe donations and more than $6,000 from his TikTok earnings at that point. So the obvious question is, why weren't they helping themselves and paying for the hotel on their own? Simple, because they wanted to keep grifting and using homelessness as a tool to rake in more views and sympathy online. Later on, Leland tried to clear things up in one of his apology posts, where he said, "I am sorry you guys think I am scamming. I get it now. It is because I've been putting up donations in my bio and not using the money to get out at that moment. I am saving the money to get what I really want. So let's get this straight. While this dude saves money for whatever he wants, someone else is supposed to cover his expenses and bail him out in the meantime? What absolute nonsense." At this point, many people no longer even believed that they were genuinely homeless. Around this time, they were aggressively posting homeless content, living in U-Hauls and similar setups, and milking the aesthetic for everything it was worth, while they constantly preached that homelessness was actually smart.
Homeless and smart. We too smart for that shit. Job, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Y'all getting me crazy. Y'all drive me crazy with that J.O.B. stuff. You know, my family hit me up and said, I'm a punk. I need to get a job. Man, fuck all that.
And that having a job was pointless.
Job, dog. Talking about a job. I'm not getting no job.
Their portrayal of homeless life didn't align with reality at all. For instance, that's how they think about homeless people in general.
So, we're humble here. We're not egotistical. We're just saying this is the truth. Like, most homeless people just don't take care of themselves. They don't know how to move with. They just they be
obviously they don't know how to move with money.
Yeah, money. They be dirty. I mean, we talked to a lot of homeless people, man. So people are putting us in that umbrella effect. Right. Another thing.
Around the same period, Leland's delusional rants about how savvy homelessness was and how it was apparently some kind of flex landed him in a Philadelphia news article. Not only that, but they were also gaining steady attention on TikTok as this chaotic, wild, and nonsensical couple who genuinely believed being homeless was inspirational content. In reality, both Leland and Brianna were actively refusing stable housing. They briefly stayed at Leland's parents' house again, but left shortly after, because apparently living in tents suited them better than living indoors under basic household rules. What's especially troubling is that Leland repeatedly claimed on live streams that he would never get a job, or even consider one, because he was allegedly earning thousands of dollars on TikTok.
Income. We get a lot of money. We get more money than most people that are working at a job. Why would I get a job when I'm homeless and bust my ass? Why would I get a job even if I wasn't homeless? Why would I get a job if I'm making money on social media? Thousands and thousands on social media. Why would I get a job? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's so stupid. Why would I do that? That's so dumb. Why do you guys want me?
And this is where people really started to take issue. If he was making that much money, why was he still on the streets? And why hadn't he bought the RV he promised months earlier? Many people also began suspecting that most of his income wasn't actually coming from TikTok at all, but from selling explicit content through OnlyFans. And this brings us directly to Brianna and her state of mind. In many of the live streams they appeared in together later on, it became disturbingly obvious, based on Brianna's pupils and overall behavior, that she appeared to be under the influence of some kind of substance.
She shouldn't be out in the woods anyway, because women can't handle shit. So I've accepted the fact that Brianna is the reason why I'm even so popular anyway. I've accepted that, and it's cool. It's cool. It's fine. I love Brianna. I'm using Brianna. I use Brianna. We all use people. We use people for transactions. Don't you buy a product and they give you money, y'all using each other. If y'all using each other for if a mutual relationship, it's fine. If it's a mutual relationship, it's fine. Use people. It's okay. We all use people. Using people has a negative connotation, but we all use everybody. It's okay. It's nothing.
So you can clearly see how exhausted and lost Brianna looks here. Another deeply troubling thing people have noticed in their content is the way Leland consistently positions Brianna in his videos. Listen to this creator breaking down Leland's behavior toward Brianna and how he frames her on camera.
Well, this little logo right here. Yeah, that. She started one of those, and I assume they're making good money because the way he advertises her, I'm saying advertise. I have to say advertise because I noticed something when I was watching their videos for research for this. I noticed that he will almost frame her. I don't know how to, I'm trying to think of it to not sound like a film dickhead, but he would stand next to her, he would stand next to her, whatever. He would stand next, that would go like this, Back to my theory earlier about her, about him just flat out pimping out her image. She has the skin tight flared pants on with her chest fully out, no bra, hair done wonderfully. She looks beautiful. I'm not saying she's ugly in the slightest bit, but bro is not walking back and forth and she just so happens to be there. He is speaking with his arms, not obstructing her image, showing her off, if any.
This is not an isolated incident. Brianna has appeared in his videos in this exact same way multiple times. Leland even admitted during one of his live streams that the only reason his videos get views is because of Brianna. Because who would want to watch just Leland? Last year, their TikTok account was actually banned after a live stream in which Leland was showing Brianna's naked backside while she was asleep. People noticed it immediately and began reporting the stream, which resulted in a permanent ban. What's wild is that instead of showing even a hint of remorse for what he had done, Leland completely flipped the narrative and started playing the victim. He claimed that he was just playing with Brianna's feet, which is very clearly not true. There are countless people online who saw that live stream and later confirmed that he was intentionally showing Brianna's body while she was asleep. That is a massive violation of someone's privacy, and it's outright disturbing. No one truly knows why Brianna continues to stay with him, but it's painfully obvious that he is consistently filling her head with nonsense like, you don't need to work, jobs are useless, and you can easily make money by filming content and selling your body online. He comes across as manipulative and controlling, someone who clearly needs serious intervention and should have been deplatformed a long time ago. But if there's one thing we've learned from covering lolcows and unhinged TikTok personalities, it's that no matter how many bans they receive, they always find a way to crawl back. And that's exactly what happened here. After getting banned on TikTok, Leland simply shifted to YouTube. He even claimed in one of his YouTube videos that he lost over $7,000 because of the ban.
So we cannot make an account right now. We're gonna wait it out because we don't want to make an account right now because TikTok has their eyes on us. So we're gonna wait it out and wait to see if, like, later on we'll, make another account using a different IP address, and I'll have a new phone. I'm gonna get a new phone so we can circumvent the device ban and the IP ban.
I always tell you, stop telling your business, just do. He's always at fault for them losing.
There is no long-term living for RVs in our area. There's a few places that do that, but they are totally booked out. They have long wait lists. Like, it doesn't seem like we're going to get there anytime soon. So we're kind of just thinking about, waiting it out, maybe staying in the tent for another year and a half, and then just being able to, because after 2 years, I don't know why I did 4. After 2 years on making money on social media and stuff like that, you can technically claim it as a business, and then you can get loans. You could think about maybe getting a mortgage on a house or land, a land loan, something like that.
Y'all not uncomfortable enough for me. Because ain't no freaking way I'll be sitting up there talking about, oh, we may have to stay in this tent for 2 more years.
Motorhome. If we get a motorhome, we could technically travel around and stuff like that, but that would be very difficult. We have to stay close to his son, and it's just the options that we were looking into are feeling.
Ma'am, you got all the options in the world.
If we're being honest, the entire time this guy claimed he was saving for an RV, he had absolutely zero intention of ever getting one. Because here Brianna herself admits that they were unable to find space for an RV. So who exactly was he fooling all this time? And the dumb excuse that he can't move somewhere more RV friendly because of his son is complete nonsense. If he actually cared that much about his child, he would be working a stable job and living in stable housing so he could properly provide for him and have his son visit. This TikTok ban is just another example of how Leland constantly manages to mess things up for both of them. After the ban, he even went as far as revealing their tent location online, which resulted in the cops showing up and forcing them to remove the tent.
This is the shopping mall that we live in front of. And if you go all around, that's the fence to the tent. Look at that. See? This is where we live.
Stability, whether it be money or their location to sleep.
That is crazy.
Ooh.
Looks like someone's in it too.
He keeps doing these nonsensical, self-sabotaging things and then expects people to feel sympathy for him afterward. What's more concerning is that it's not even clear whether Brianna actually enjoys this outdoor lifestyle the way he claims to. Living outside in the woods and open fields comes with real issues: harsh weather, insect safety concerns, and constant discomfort. This isn't some cute aesthetic, it's reality. And during the heat wave last year, it appeared that Brianna eventually left the tent altogether and went back to live with her parents, which honestly says more than any of his speeches ever could. But even after getting numerous reality checks, this was his general attitude.
We ain't paying rent. What, you living in an apartment, little nigga? You living in an apartment? You're tripping, yo. We living in a, yo, we outside with it, yo. We circumventing rent, yo. We not living in a, yo, you're tripping, yo. Don't get me started. You in an apartment? Don't get me started. You in an apartment? Paying $2,500 a month? What? You're tripping. What? We're not doing that, yo. Yo, listen, this housing market is tripping. You're tripping. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, dog. We living outside with it. What is you talking about? Nigga, we're too, dog. We don't complain about nothing. We be surviving in the woods and be cold and hot. What is you talking about? No AC or nothing. What is you talking about? We don't complain about shit. Y'all be bitching. Y'all got an apartment. Y'all got amenities. Y'all be bitching. What is you talking about? Step your game up. Step your mental game up. Stop complaining. Niggas out here ain't got shit. There's people in third world countries. Stop bitching. Stop playing with me. Listen, look. America going down. We ain't got no bread. People out here living, they struggling, dog. What did you stop bitching? Time to step your game up.
However, around October 2024, there was a major shift in their living arrangement. They uploaded a video to YouTube announcing that after 3 years of homelessness, they were finally moving into a motel or a hotel. The video itself is nearly half an hour long, but here are the main takeaways. Leland managed to secure this hotel room for around $2,000 a month. His newest master plan was to take whatever money he was earning from YouTube, his girlfriend's social media, and his girlfriend's services, you know what I mean, and invest all of that into day trading.
Over in an apartment is so crazy. I never knew you could do this. Like, this joint is $2,000 a month. Okay, that's cheaper than most apartments that we've checked together, me and Brianna. You don't pay utilities. There's no security deposit. It's just credit card or debit. We found a way to circumvent paying rent at an apartment by getting this hotel. It's just easy. It's so simple. You just buy the hotel and there's no credit. Yeah, they don't do credit checks. There's no background check. You're not locked in to stay in for a lease and all that.
Like, if we wanted to, the month is already paid for, so I could leave now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah. This is amazing. We found a way. Now we're gonna take this time and hustle every day, day trade every single day, so we can get a van, so we can pay even cheaper than $2K a month, and we can own something, have an asset.
Sweetheart, you happy, baby?
Yeah. To leave November 12th, day trading, with all the money we made from TikTok and YouTube and her service. Day trading with that money. We're gonna use that money to get a van. Buffalo Wild Wings. We're gonna be practicing how to be professional day traders. We've already lost $700. We made $300. As of right now, we lost more than we made, but we're still learning. Eventually, we'll be like Warren Buffett and really flip this shit. We're gonna be making bread, because we ain't got no choice, because if we don't, you have to go back outside in the tent. I'm not doing it. The tent is a lie. We're done. It's a lie.
That's my side.
You gotta take L's to get W's. We're gonna lose money to win money. You got a month, 1 month. Can we make 30 grand in a month? Can we make 10 grand in a month? Can we make 10 grand in a month? Can we make double than what we spend in a month? Can we make double?
From the way he talks about it, it's painfully obvious that he doesn't actually know much about trading at all. In fact, he proudly admitted that he had already lost over $700, which means this hotel stay was yet another financial experiment, one that he casually dragged Brianna into without hesitation. Now, maybe people wouldn't have cared as much about his constant financial experiments if he were actually risking his own money, but this wasn't the case. During a late-night livestream, he admitted that he was making little to no money from YouTube and that it was Brianna's services that were paying for the hotel and funding his trading escapades.
We don't get paid a lot of money. If Brianna was to leave me right now, she would be way better off, because I'm not getting enough money from YouTube. I'm not. And then people are saying, oh, we're going to go support her. And listen, look, I told Brianna if we break up, she can have Fullestness. But I'm not making any money from YouTube. Like, I'm not going to say any money. I'm just not making a substantial amount of money from YouTube. YouTube's not paying me like that. I'm figuring out how to get more money from YouTube, but I get most of my money from her service. My girlfriend's service is like what really pays for this hotel. Sometimes TikTok does. YouTube never does. YouTube doesn't get us any money. Like, it doesn't.
A lot of people believe the reason he was so openly revealing these details online was that he appeared to be under the influence of something. His rambling, oversharing, and complete lack of awareness made it hard to believe he was sober during those streams.
Face up, like he's in a coffin. I've only done that on shrooms. And this is someone who's taken more mushrooms than I think most of my homies will ever see in their lives. I used to overdo it when it came to substances, okay? Flat out. Bro was tripping dick on some on some good shrooms.
People that's not motivated to do shit. So you gotta get disciplined to be motivated. You can't be motivated to be motivated. You can't be. How you gonna be motivated to be motivated? That don't even make sense. I'm motivated to get motivated. You can't get motivated to get motivated if you're not motivated. So you gotta be disciplined. God damn it.
He was very fluent. He kept, every time he stood up, he kept rocking back and forth, pacing. He kept taking his shirt on and off. I'm like, bro, I know what that is. I know what that is. And at the end of this live, bro shows a bag on the counter because he turns the phone too hard. Bro shows a bag on the counter that looked like it had some dark caps in it.
Around the same time, cracks in their relationship also became more visible. There were multiple live streams where viewers noticed how uncomfortable and reluctant Brianna seemed about the open relationship arrangement, while Leland continued pushing the idea and acting like it was no big deal.
So that's your boundary.
Yeah.
Tell me all your boundaries.
That's it.
That's your only boundary?
And then what we talked about earlier.
What?
No STIs, no babies. And also...
Also what?
Nothing.
You're not being transparent?
Things between the two of them actually escalated when he went behind Brianna's back and slept with his son's mother, which ultimately led to the two of them breaking up. Of course, that wasn't the end of the story. They eventually patched things up and went right back to posting content, hoping to regain the level of views they once had. But their viewership noticeably dropped during this period, which likely made Leland realize that day trading wasn't exactly working out, and that maybe tent life was more on brand for him after all. So barely a few months into their motel stay, he uploaded yet another YouTube video. This time he announced that they were being evicted from the hotel room. And just look at his face in that video. He looks genuinely happy, almost excited, like the thought of being homeless again in the dead of winter brought him immense joy.
Living outside. I love being homeless. And you know what's crazy? It's not homeless anymore because that's my home. I'll live outside. I don't give a fuck. This economy is crazy. America is expecting us to, oh, you gotta go do all this shit, be a man and get money for what? To live? I don't care about, I'm alive, I'm surviving. That's all that matters. I'm surviving, I'm eating, I'm around my family, I love myself, I love my baby, I love both my babies. Why does it matter? I don't need this shit. I don't need no Xbox. I don't need this shit. I don't need this shit. You see this shit? Look, I don't need that shit. I don't need no walls and shit, roof and shit. I'm cool outside. Niggas didn't have homes back then. We didn't have shit back then. So what do I need this for? I don't need no chair to sit down so my nice booty can be comfortable on the chair. You think I need that shit? No, I don't. I want it, but I don't need shit. I'm good. I don't care.
Let's pause for a second and remember that this is an almost 30-year-old man with a child jumping at the idea of living in a tent instead of worrying about stability, income, or responsibility. This man's wild. What makes it even crazier is that he later revealed in another YouTube video that they had been given a 10-day eviction notice. He also admitted that they somehow owed the hotel more than $6,000.
$1,000, and every time we stay here is another $80, so they keep stacking it up. So by the time we out of here, we might be at 10 grand. They're suing us for $6,000, right?
Just about, yeah. We currently owe $4,000, something like that. But the full stay, the full amount that we've already signed our contract for is a little under $6,000.
Packing up all our stuff here so we can move out of the hotel and be homeless. Look, tent. So we're gonna be living in a tent.
We honestly don't know how their situation managed to get this bad, because right before moving into the hotel, they were claiming they were financially set. According to them, they were earning well from social media and from Brianna's services. And let's not forget, the entire reason they were living in a tent in the first place was supposedly to save on rent. So where did all that money go? This guy even went as far as claiming that they somehow managed to burn through $80,000 in a single year.
Another part of it is investments. I did invest into day trading, which is another learning thing that I've learned. Like I lost 11 grand. We made 80K. So we lost 11 grand from investments. So that still leaves us 79 grand. Is that good, man?
Nope.
Yeah, $79,000. Like, but it really was just us being irresponsible. That was most of the money. We didn't blow all of it until we were able to get a hotel. Like we had a couple of dollars still left over.
You stupid! Even after allegedly blowing through massive amounts of money in a single year and not paying rent at the hotel, he still had the audacity to demand services from them. Despite owing nearly $7,000, he genuinely believed they were still obligated to wash his dirty towels.
We got evicted and we owe 7 grand, and so they're denying us services. I brought my dirty towels to the front desk, and this person goes into the dirty bag, pulls it out and says, "What is this? You should have thrown this in the trash." My whole thing is, why are you talking to me like that? So, and my second thing is, we've been bringing them same type of towels here this whole time we've been here paying money. The person's issue, and they said it themselves, is that we owe 7 grand and they don't have to do
We don't know what kind of substances he was allegedly using while staying at that hotel, but whatever it was, it clearly stripped away whatever tiny shred of intelligence he had left. After posting that final hotel video, he started doing a literal countdown to the day they would be homeless again.
We're gonna be homeless in 4 days. We really don't have that much time, so we have to get this stuff set up. I'm not gonna lie, we've been lollygagging a little bit because it's a lot of work, taking a break. But today, me and Brianna are getting this done today. We not playing. She got some packages today where we've been told that we can't get any more packages delivered here because we got evicted. So we gotta hurry up and get out of here. They told us at first that, and if we got packages in here, well, they'll send them back in 24 hours. Now they're telling us, well, if we get packages in here, they gonna send them back immediately. So they're giving us a grace period, but Brianna got to get these packages sent in because they're saying, yeah, we got evicted and they want us out of here, so we got to get moving. We also have to finish setting up the tent too. It's still not complete, okay? So there's a lot of work that me and Brianna have to do, okay? So, and we get tired and stuff, so we're still trying to set up the tent where it's warm when we go in there. And, you know, we got to put tarps on the top and the bottom. There's a lot of work that we have to do. We're going to be homeless in 3 days now. So we're setting up the tent at our new homeless spot, and we're still finishing up packing. My girlfriend just has to finish the bathroom, and then that's the last thing, right, babe? That's the last room, the bathroom?
That's the last room, but we still have some like little tedious stuff to do.
Yeah.
When we're ready to actually leave, either the day, a couple days before, whatever, we'll unload the fridge and get that all organized and cleaned.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I need to go through my nail stuff and decide what's coming with me and what's going to storage.
Yes. So these are the things that we have to do, and the goal is to try to get all the stuff in storage in one trip.
That was the goal when we weren't using Slump. Or when we weren't asking Slump for help.
Okay.
When we were gonna get the U-Haul. But since he is, since he may be available, we might have to do like maybe 2 trips, 3 trips, something like that.
We're gonna be homeless in 2 days, and we got called today by one of the people, and they told us that we had to leave the property. Now, they didn't know our tent was here. But the car that we using, one of our friends' car that we're using to set up our stuff, we parked up and they said that we gotta go. So that let us know, gave us an inkling that we gotta be careful because they can kick us off the land. Okay, so we gotta be careful, okay? We don't know when these people gonna come, but they can come, and yeah, we gotta watch out, and we gotta put this tarp over the tent. We gotta put cam over the tent so they don't see the light and stuff. This light is bright. See that? So we gotta be low key. So we gotta set the tarp up and the camo up as fast as possible, but we don't wanna do it at night because it's too dark. So we gotta do it during the day and be fast, quick and fast. They'll be on our ass. Brianna is setting up the tent today, so hopefully we're finished today, okay? And it's not that cold today.
So we're gonna take advantage of it and get this stuff done. But even if it was cold, we wouldn't be cold anyway because we got so much stuff that keep us warm. So it don't even matter. We're gonna be homeless in one day. So we got a tent in the tent. We setting up today to make sure everything is gonna be good for tomorrow. A tent in the tent. That's a double. Ain't that crazy, y'all? Look.
Double the protection.
This is how we're gonna stay extra warm in here, okay? When you're in this tent, it's naturally gonna be warmer because of body heat and stuff. And then we're gonna have something on top of the tent too, right? You put an insulation?
Yeah, there's gonna be a thermal emergency blanket on top, and then the rain tarp will be on top of that.
You're not done setting up in here yet. This is the outside of the tent, but you go in the other room. Look, isn't that crazy? Like a room.
It's literally a room. I love it. And I thought this was gonna take up way more space.
Okay. Oh no, this is toasty. This is toasty.
He didn't even roll the blanket. It's just one blanket.
Oh, we're going to sleep in here.
We're almost done setting up. This is our last day, so we're really working on getting this done.
And once again, he wouldn't shut up about how amazing it was going to be to return to homelessness, how much money they'd save, how fast they'd become rich. Apparently this time billionaire status was right around the corner.
Way more money, fast too. You living in a tent paying no rent. Imagine saving $2,000 plus a month. When we homeless, we gonna be good. That's why I'm excited to be homeless, because we about to save a lot of bread. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not worried about the cold. We're gonna be homeless for the holiday season. We're gonna be poor for the holiday season. We're gonna be living outside in the cold, dead of winter, middle of the winter during holiday season. And we gonna be good too. I just turned 30 today. I'm so happy. I've never been so happy about being homeless. I'm so excited to be homeless in the winter. I'm ready to save this money. Being homeless in the winter is better than the summer too, because the shit keep your food cold. It's natural refrigeration. When you're homeless in the winter, that's natural refrigeration. This is how I stay warm. This is the biggest challenge in the winter. I'm hyped to keep my food cold for free. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm excited as hell. And me and my girl been homeless for 3 years already. We was homeless in negative 11 degrees. I'm excited. I don't want to be homeless in the summer. We're going to be homeless during holiday season. And I don't like the holidays anyway. I don't really care for them. I wouldn't say I don't like them, but if I miss them, I miss them. I'm still alive. I'm healthy. I'm 30. I'm chilling today. I'm having a good day. And we're going to get this money. And we go and get this chapstick and lotion too. I'm ashy as hell.
What's even crazier is that he posted another video claiming, once again, that he had a plan. According to him, they wouldn't be homeless for long, because the plan was to save on rent, stack up credit, and then somehow buy land or find somewhere permanent to stay.
So me and my girl been talking because it's like, we're not planning on being homeless that long. We're only gonna be homeless like most 3 months. We want at least 3 months, like worst case scenario. We're not trying to be homeless that long. We're actually getting equipment for it soon. We're going to go to Walmart and get the tent and get all this stuff to set up the spot. I would like to get a hotel, because another hotel, and we're going to get a nicer one, and we can stack up credit. It's not about saving money. Like, yeah, we'll be paying like $3,000 plus a month at this hotel. So what? We can make the money. We will be saving still $300 to $500 a month with all our bills paid. The meantime, we're stacking credit though. We're paying off all our credit cards. We're paying off loans, like, so we can get a tiny home and get land. So the main thing that we're really concerned about is credit. What we really want to stack up is our credit line.
How exactly this plan is supposed to work remains a mystery. What is clear is that he's a lazy grifter who does nothing but spin stories. Just listen to him rant about how he's an entrepreneur, how they're amazing at running multiple businesses, and how they'll just figure it out.
When we get evicted. So we're choosing to be homeless because we want to stack up cash. We're young entrepreneurs. We're still learning how to run a business.
Multiple businesses.
It's me and my girlfriend together. We're in a romantic relationship. How many people you know that are in a romantic relationship that run a business? It's hard. So me and her are choosing to be homeless to learn how to run a business the right way. When we're living in a tent, no one's around us, no one's distracting us except ourselves. Okay? And me and her are learning how to be a unit. Okay? We're gonna be stacking money, and we're gonna get out of there and then get another hotel because our credit isn't good enough, and we're gonna stack up our credit when we get a hotel. People aren't
At this point, we've stopped being shocked by how delusional this man sounds. He'll say or do absolutely anything for clout. In one of his videos, he even admitted that his plan going forward wasn't to get a job or do something productive to get out of the crisis, but to promote his girlfriend's OnlyFans services, as he likes to call it.
I'm not making enough money from YouTube. She's making more money than YouTube. Her service is why we're living here. I have been promoting her through content creation. So like YouTube isn't pulling in enough money, but the promotion that I'm giving her from me making YouTube videos and Instagram videos and Facebook videos is why we're able to live here too. Like we're helping each other. So this is why we're never getting a 9-to-5, because a 9-to-5, we're gonna get less money, have less time when all...
Once again, we're looking at a 30-year-old grown man who would rather promote his girlfriend's OnlyFans than get an actual job. What's truly shocking is that after getting the eviction notice, both of these jokers didn't leave the hotel until they were served court orders. They knew they owed the hotel money, they knew eviction was inevitable, and yet they waited until a constable showed up to forcibly remove them.
We got evicted over 30 days ago and we're still living in the hotel because the constable hasn't shown up yet, and we don't know when he's going to show up. It's a mystery. We were supposed to be homeless today, but we're not. We don't like how we've been being treated recently, so we want to get out of here anyway. We already got the tent set up. We just got to get this stuff out of here, get the U-Haul and put it in a storage unit, and we're going to leave anyway, so we're not going to wait for the constable. But technically we can still stay here.
One major speculation people have about this entire situation is how the hotel even allowed them to stay after they owed more than $6,000. That would mean they hadn't paid rent for over 3 months. In a typical motel setup, they would have been evicted after 1 missed month. So either they had some kind of special arrangement with the hotel, or they were never as homeless as they claimed. And given their track record, this second theory seems far more likely. Many people believe they're choosing this lifestyle again purely for attention, because homelessness for them has always been less about survival and more about clout. As of right now, they're both back to living in tents. Leland has once again uploaded a video showing the exact location of their tent, while claiming he's trying to stay stealth and hidden from the cops, which is ironic considering he keeps broadcasting it online.
So this is our new homeless spot. We got to cut down all this plant life. She's got some good tools to cut down all this plant life, make it easy for us. This spot is in the cut. Don't nobody know where we at. This is a really good stealth homeless spot. Okay, we're gonna stay here for at least 3 months, stack up some cheddar and live better later. Go get a nice hotel and stack up our credit when we get the hotel. I mean, there should be no reason why we get caught here. I mean, look at this spot. It's so dense. Look at this. We're getting really excited to set everything up. And honestly, we've been homeless before, so this is nothing. This is way easier than last time. Last time we were homeless, we didn't know what to do. Now we're trained and adept. We have skills. We know how to survive. We just had to find a good spot. That's honestly the hardest thing, is just find a spot that's out the way that nobody knows about. That's mission accomplished. So now we're just gonna set up everything. We're gonna take our time to cut down all this life that's in our way with the tent. We're gonna do that while we're still at the hotel, and then just come back here and set up the tent.
We'd also like to remind you that when they moved out of the hotel, it started snowing heavily. So now most of their content revolves around just how freezing it is inside their tent. Every video is centered around the cold, the discomfort, and the misery, almost like it's part of the brand at this point.
At least we know them boots are keeping your feet warm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. The lighting, it got it.
After watching these videos, a lot of people are once again urging Brianna to leave his sorry ass. Because if she's earning a decent amount on her own, there's absolutely no reason for her to keep carrying him financially. She could very easily live on her own and support herself without dragging a grown man along. And if she continues to stay with him, it's painfully obvious that he'll keep pulling her into new disasters over and over again. There's no such thing as stability in his life. He has one and only one future plan: not getting a job, not doing any real work, and remaining homeless by choice. Sure, this might work out fine while they're young, but what happens when they hit their 50s or 60s? What exactly is the plan then? What happens if they have no assets, no savings, and no stability? Do they seriously believe Brianna's OnlyFans income is going to save them forever? Because that is absolutely not how real life works. Leland at this point is clearly a lost cause. Anyone with functioning eyes can see that from a mile away. But Brianna? That's where the concern really lies. We can only hope she realizes what she's doing to her life and how she's wasting her youth following this guy around and handing over her future decisions. She deserves better than freezing in tents, dodging cops and funding someone else's delusions. We genuinely hope she comes back to her senses, returns to her parents' home, where there is stability, support, and actual opportunity, and chooses a future that isn't built around survival mode and internet clout.
Dark shines bringing me down, making my heart feel sore. Yeah, dark.
Apologies for playing this without a disclaimer. We completely forgot to mention that. In addition to being a so-called financial genius, our guy is also a singer. We hope you enjoyed the video. More content like this will be coming soon, so stay tuned.